2 hours before I was supposed to walk down the aisle, I was sitting in my bridal suite, staring at the $60,000 view of the coast. My fiancé, Mark, had sent his best man over with a pre-wedding gift, a beautiful vintage jewelry box. But when I opened it, I didn't find a necklace. I found a loose SIM card and a handwritten note that wasn't meant for me. The note was addressed to S, and it said, "One more hour of acting, then we have the rest of our lives and her father's company. Keep the car running behind the chapel." I felt the blood drain from my face. I grabbed an old phone from my bridesmaid's bag, popped the SIM card in, and hit the messages. It was a 3-year-long archive of Mark and my best friend, Sarah, planning the ultimate long con. They hadn't just been having an affair, they had been orchestrating my entire relationship. Mark was a failed actor Sarah had hired to seduce me so they could eventually sue for half of my family's estate in a messy divorce. Every coincidence, every romantic gesture, and even our first meeting had been scripted. I looked at the mirror and saw a woman who had been a pawn in a game I didn't even know was being played. I didn't scream, I didn't cry. I walked out of that suite, still in my veil, and found my father. I showed him the messages. He didn't say a word. He just signaled his head of security. We walked to the chapel where the guests were already seated. I didn't walk down the aisle. I walked onto the stage, grabbed the microphone from the priest, and looked Mark right in the eyes. I said, "Mark, you're a fantastic actor, but I think you and Sarah should take your final bow now." I hit the play button on the audio system, broadcasting a recording of their latest getaway plan to the entire room. The silence was so heavy you could hear the waves crashing outside. Sarah tried to run, but my bridesmaids blocked the exit. I walked out of that church, took off my veil, and handed it to a confused tourist in the parking lot. Mark and Sarah are currently being investigated for conspiracy to commit fraud, and I'm currently on a solo flight to Tokyo. I lost a wedding, but I finally found the truth.